Hello students, myself Dr. Vinita Rathore, and today I am sharing my next video on general anatomy, functions and histology of digestive system. In the first video of this digestive system, we have discussed the general structure of the gastrointestinal tract and various histological organization of the gastrointestinal tract. Ingestion. Ingestion is the first step in the process of digestion. Ingestion means that the food is taken into the mouth, chewed and swallowed. Oral cavity or the mouth. Oral cavity is the entrance of gastrointestinal tract. The oral cavity is place where ingestion happens. The oral cavity is bounded anteriorly by teeth and lips and posteriorly by oropharynx. The roof of the mouth is formed by hard and soft palates, while the floor of the mouth is formed by tongue. The tongue is made up of mylohyoid muscles which are covered with mucosa. Salivary glands are also present in the mouth. There are three pairs of salivary glands which secretes saliva, and teeth are also present in the oral cavity. Oral cavity is having two regions. The first part is called as the vestibule and the second part is called as the oral cavity proper. The vestibule is the space between the cheeks or the lips and the gums. The oral cavity proper is the part which is present between the lateral walls which forms the cheeks, and it contains buccinator muscles. Lips or labia. These lips are made up of orbicularis oris muscles and they are made up of keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Gingiva or the gums are present in the oral cavity, which forms dense regular columnar epithelium and non-keratinized epithelium. The labial frenulum is also present in the oral cavity. This diagram shows various parts of the oral cavity in which we can see oral cavity which is bounded on the upper side with a hard palate which is followed by the soft palate. Vulva is also present in this, and the lower part of the oral cavity is formed by the tongue. Vestibule is present here. Now this oral cavity then through pharynx joins the esophagus. Functions of oral cavity. Digestion starts here by two means: mechanical digestion and chemical digestion. For mechanical digestion, teeth are present in the oral cavity. There are four different types of the teeth can be seen in mammals, which includes incisors, canines, premolars and molars. With the help of incisors, one can cut the food. With the help of canines, tearing of the muscles from the bones can be done, and with the help of premolars and molars, grinding of food takes place. So with the help of all these four types of the teeth, the food is shred and grinded mechanically. The chemical digestion. For chemical digestion, enzymes are present in the saliva which break down the food molecules such as proteins and complex sugar. Salivary glands. Salivary glands collectively produce the secretion which is called as saliva. The saliva is a fluid that assists in the initial activities of digestion. Total volume of the saliva secreted daily ranges from 1 to 1.5 liter. Most of the saliva is produced during the meal time when we eat food. Smaller amounts of the saliva are produced continuously to ensure that the oral cavity remains moist. Types of salivary glands. There are three pairs of large multicellular salivary glands. First is the parotid glands, second submandibular glands, and the third sublingual glands. Parotid glands. Parotid glands are the largest salivary glands which are located anterior and inferior to the ear. Partially, it is overlying the masseter muscles. It produces around 25 to 30% of the total saliva produced by all the three types of salivary glands. The saliva which is produced by the salivary glands is conducted through the parotid duct to the oral cavity. The submandibular glands. The submandibular glands are inferior to the body of mandible. It produces most of the saliva. Roughly, we can say that about 60 to 70% of the saliva is produced by the submandibular salivary glands. The ducts of the submandibular salivary glands opens through a papilla in the floor of the mouth lateral to the lingual frenulum. Sublingual glands. The sublingual salivary glands are present inferior to the tongue. They are present internal to the oral cavity mucosa. Each sublingual gland has multiple tiny sublingual ducts which open onto the inferior surface of the oral cavity posterior to the submandibular duct papilla. They contribute only 3 to 5% of the total saliva. Composition and functions of saliva. The saliva is composed of 99% water and rest 1% of enzymes. The enzymes include amylase and lysozymes. The amylase is the enzyme which is responsible for the first step of chemical digestion in the oral cavity. The lysozymes are the enzymes which are helpful in preventing any microbial infection in the oral cavity as they are antimicrobial in nature. Functions of the saliva. The first and the most important function of the saliva is that they moisten the food molecules into solution, and they also increase the taste of the food. In the oral cavity, when the food is mixed up with the saliva, it is converted into the form which is called as bolus, and this bolus is ready for the swallowing. The saliva is very essential to clean the oral cavity. The next part of the alimentary canal after the oral cavity or the mouth is the pharynx. The pharynx is the part of the throat behind the oral and nasal cavity and above the esophagus and larynx. It is common to both the alimentary canal and the respiratory system. Pharynx is provided with three different types of pharyngeal constrictors, namely superior, middle, and inferior pharyngeal constrictors. The primary function of the superior pharyngeal constrictor is the constriction of the pharynx in coordination with the middle and inferior pharyngeal constrictors muscles to deliver a bolus of food into the esophagus. The pharynx is innervated by vagus nerves. Swallowing. As one swallows, the tongue pushes the food to the back of mouth. Since both air and food go through the pharynx, a flap of tissue which is called as epiglottis, it covers the larynx which prevent the entry of food from the oral cavity to the lungs, and it allows only the food to enter from pharynx to the esophagus. This diagram shows how the food travels into the gastrointestinal tract. A wave of contraction starts in the wall of gastrointestinal tract, which pushes the food into the next part of the alimentary canal. Now, a wave of contraction and relaxation regularly goes on, and thus they pushes the food from the upper part of the alimentary canal to the next part of the alimentary canal. This contraction and relaxation of the gastrointestinal wall is called as the peristaltic movement. So with the help of this peristaltic movement, the food regularly pushed into the next part of the alimentary canal. Here, with this regular contraction and expansion of the wall of the gastrointestinal tract, mixing of the food takes place, and by further mixing, segmentation of the food also can be completed in this way. So in this second part of the video, we have discussed the structure of oral cavity, pharynx, and how the food is swallowed into the alimentary canal. In the next video, we will discuss about the anatomy, functions, and histology of stomach, small intestine, and large intestine.